Then, oh, here we go.
Hey, okay, you see? So sorry. What a morning.
It's, I was telling people you had lost power, so the cells are a little delayed, but you're getting quick, so it's pretty good.
Let me turn that up. Well, I am at a neighbor's house, so yeah.
I'm going to turn mine up because I need to hear it. Anyway, okay. Let's get started. Of course, I don't know what I've done with my notes, but anyway, I'll try to get it all done. Yeah. Anyway, you think since I've been doing this for three weeks, I can remember what to say and that kind of stuff. But I was telling people that these were your paintings behind me. Let's see, got to do the opposite direction. So there's Pinky that I posted. There's the zinnias, and if you go way up there, there's one small one left that's still, it's a pretty decent size. I think that's 18 by 18, maybe. Do you recall?
I think so. I think so.
I should know by now. Mm-hmm. And then we've got these minis sitting right here behind me. And those are all on the website. And so just in case somebody wants, if they don't want a big one, we would sell them a big one. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, we've got these little minis sitting right here. So just to say that before we got started. And then if you have questions, let everybody just put them in the comment line, and we'll do that at the very end. So we'll try to get that going. Oh my gosh, my hair is so great today. So anyway, it's so bad.
Oh, it looks great.
So let's see. Oh, our web address is thekarengallery.com, and I'll type that in just a minute. Sorry, guys. So let's see. We're going to start with, tell us your journey as becoming an artist. Like, did you major in art, or was that kind of a side gig and then it turned into a full-time thing? Tell us how you got started.
Okay. Well, I guess really from a young age, I was just always interested in drawing and coloring and doing different things, working with puzzles and that kind of thing. And then when I was like in 5th or 6th grade, I started taking oil painting classes just with a bunch of sweet little older ladies. And then throughout junior high and high school, I had an awesome art teacher who I think is on today. And so I was very much involved doing high school and middle school art. And then my parents were great influencers of, like, I did a lot of summer programs that, because I grew up in a very small town, and so there weren't just a ton of art opportunities where we lived. And so I got to, do a lot then. So I was definitely, after high school, interested in majoring in art, and ended up going to SMU in Dallas, Texas. They have a strong fine arts program there, Meadows School of Arts. And I was a painting major and art history minor there. So.
All right. Well, that's awesome. So you, just in case anybody doesn't know, that Ginny's got, and,
yes,
that's pretty tough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump to that question because I think it impacts how you're able to do the other stuff. Well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go to this first. I didn't realize, I guess I just forgot that you went to SMU, so it just kind of got me a little distracted in my head. Mm-hmm. So you paint with oil. Mm-hmm. I don't recall seeing anything else that you paint with. So you do oil painting.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Do it on a board. Mm-hmm. For the most part. I don't think I've ever seen a canvas. And so tell us a little bit about why oil paint, why it's on a board, and what is the significance of your imagery that you usually paint.
Okay, right, gotcha. Okay, well, while I was in college, that's when I started painting on boards, and I like just the smooth texture of a board, and I like that it does not have the give of a canvas. Why oil? I like just the texture of oil. I've tried to do acrylic because it's so much easier, not having to deal with all the mineral spirits and all the mediums and all that. But unfortunately, I can't get the same effect with acrylic. And so that's one reason why I like oil paint. And what was your other question?
imagery. Why is it?
The
It's
imagery.
typically nature, flowers,
Right. Okay.
not
Yes.
really a landscape with a big tree. Now we do have this one
Yeah.
here that is
More landscapes. Right. Well, I will say I've kind of been across the board. I would say within the last 5 years, I've been doing more florals, but I have painted landscapes for a while. I mean, since I guess came to Jackson in 99. And so I was doing some landscapes then and florals, and also really did lots of interiors just because I really enjoyed that. But then just lately, within the last 4 or 5 years, I've just really enjoyed working with florals more. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, I've just really enjoyed that. Now I do like landscapes too, and I will still, I still do paint some landscapes, especially when I'm just inspired by the light, the time of day, and all that. So,
one of the first things that we had from you was the Natchez Trace Meadow.
yes, okay. Uh-huh.
It's one of my favorites, and that's kind of when we first started having your work. That was one of the first few pieces that we had, and
Right.
then gotten the different versions, kind of, because it was we have the zinnias like I was showing up there, and it's not just a zinnia. It's looks like it's a flower bed of zinnias, and
Right.
so I really like how you've taken compared to a vase to a garden to the meadow. I just like that, not change, but
Right, right. Variety. Yeah.
variety.
Well, and that's kind of part of what I'll kind of get on one thing and I'll work on that. And then I kind of just want to switch it up and get a little bored with that and move to something else. So, in fact, even during this quarantine, I have been spending some time out on some farmland. And so I have actually done a few landscapes out there. So it kind of just, you know,
Itty bitty landscape.
yes, there's a little itty bitty landscape. Right. Yeah. And that is, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But and you do birds as well. That's
Right.
I think some of the first ones we had too with the birds, and I hadn't seen that in a while. So maybe
Yes.
we'll get
I
some
know.
birds.
Well, I have a friend who's been taking some wonderful pictures of birds that I'm hoping to work on that. Yeah, next.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, back to family. I didn't mean to,
Oh no.
wrong direction, because I like to talk about art and then kind of how it applies to your life. So you do have 4 children,
Right.
and I it's that's a challenge, and a husband who's a busy career. And so tell us how you try to stay focused and get your paintings done. And I know it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
And of course, now that we've been in shelter in place, that's been a little different, or maybe it's been harder. So tell us how you're navigating all that.
Well, it has been harder actually, because I'm having to cook and clean and unloading and loading the dishwasher and all that. But so normally when the kids are at school, I set aside definitely 2 days a week where I try to paint, and then more if there's a show or something like that coming up. So, and I usually don't paint a whole lot in the summer because the children are home. So this stay at home has been interesting because I had lots of distractions. But on the other hand, I'm not running around like I normally am either. So there's been, sweet times of being able to be at the house too. So, but it's definitely, it is harder. But on the other hand, with the children, painting is that's my break. That's where I can just kind of go to my studio and get away from the hustle and bustle of my mind, going different directions.
And your youngest, he's in kindergarten this year.
He's in preschool. He's 5.
So that's kind of, I think, remember you making a comment about that. That's been a little bit better with him, a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah. So with that being said, let me think what my next question usually is. Okay, so you pretty much knew from the beginning that you wanted to be an artist. Did you ever think about maybe giving up and just go another direction?
Well, it's funny. From the very beginning, I always thought I wanted to be an art teacher. So like when I was in high school and even some in college, I was like, I want to teach. I want to be with kids, So I did teach for 2 years in Nashville, 5 years in Jackson. And what I'm doing now, like actually a professional artist, I didn't, I mean, that's been just such a blessing. I had no idea that that was kind of would be in my future. And so yeah, it's been really, really neat. I'm very fortunate, you know, to be able to do that.
Well, I think I recall that you said that you have a sweet father-in-law that helps your panels and maybe helps
Yes.
some support, you know.
Yes, yes. He gets everything primed and ready and all that prep work, which is such a blessing because, yeah, that can take a while. So, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know you knew Lauren Dunn when you lived in Nashville.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And so she paints on board. She does acrylic. But
Right.
and then, you know, when I interviewed John Armistead yesterday, he paints on board. And, you know, y'all are all saying the same thing. And I never, you know, I was a business major, so, you know, I didn't know any of this stuff. Yeah. The differences between a canvas and a board and how the paint grabs, the canvas grabs the paint differently than, you know, the smooth boards. And
right, right.
I just think that's just really, it's just neat how on your pieces here, and I don't know, with the oil paint, it is a little bit of a shine anyway, the oil paint, but the depth that you're getting with the oil paint, of course, because first of all, it's the oil paint and those layers and layers that you've put on there. Do you do any palette knife, or is it mainly brushwork?
Oh, yes, yeah. So I kind of start out, and that's the one reason I really do like the board, because I start out pretty thin and kind of lay everything out in a thin, almost like a wash, with getting my lights and my darks, all my different shapes. And then I come back with a brush, and then I kind of let that dry, and then I come back with a brush, and then I kind of let that dry, and then at the end I come back with my palette knife, you know, and work in with that. And then sometimes I will come back with the brush a little bit to kind of smooth my palette knife around. So. Mm-hmm.
I was going to tell you, we were talking about oil paint, and you may be aware of this, but Ali Stair was saying, this is FYI for any other artists too, that there is a water-based oil paint that you could use.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I've tried it and I just didn't like it.
Trying to get away from having the cleanup issue.
The cleanup, right? Yeah.
It still takes just as long to dry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, still you know, a process just like
right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Just for her, I don't know. I don't know if she still does that, but she's talked about it. And so I don't know if that's still. But you know, like John was saying yesterday, there's, you know, just so many different color varieties from brands, and I just had no idea. I thought that was just very
right. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I kind of move around. Winsor Newton and Gamblin are kind of the two companies that I get my paint from. But yes, all different brands have, you know, different you know, feel and textures to their paint, you know. So
yeah. All right, well, let's go through to see what some questions we've got here. So sorry, there's a scroll across your face. I don't know if you see it on yours, but of course.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay, let's see. And if anybody wants to ask a question, go ahead. Someone just said, Ann Watson said awesome, so I don't know.
Oh, that's my sister.
I will, our web address is Karen, CARON, gallery.com. And I can't type it in because then you'll see the ceiling and it's a mess in here. So anyway, I will post that on, but it's in our link in bio. It's right in there, and you can go right to Ginny's page on the website too. So just tap her photo on the image I posted today on Instagram, and it'll take you right to the link. So let's see. Leslie Greenwood said, wonderful. I don't know if you know her or not.
That's my mama.
Oh.
I do.
And then Lilo Mark gave you an emoji with the blown.
That's sweet. That is my high school art teacher, and she's amazing.
Oh.
I tell you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then Carol Threadgill said hello, and she loves your work. She's a
Thank you.
yeah. I think she's, I can't remember. I probably shouldn't be sharing that. And then AI Hunt said you're a super mom.
Oh,
That's sweet. You get lots of love on the air. That's
okay.
great.
Well, that's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's some days, I know as mothers, we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just getting by.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Even at
Absolutely.
this stage, when they're all in the house, you still feel like, okay, did I make that right? Did I give the right advice? Did I do the right thing? So,
Right. Right. Uh-huh.
still struggle. Well, is there anything else? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Which
that's my friend Stacy. I love it. What do you not prefer painting? Um, horrible when people ask me to do a commission, which I don't do a ton now. I used to do a lot more. Um, and they give me a picture that is just horrible, meaning there's no lights and darks. It's real grainy. The colors are bad. It's very flat. I don't, and I don't love portraits, unlike my friend Stacy, who is very good at them. So, yes.
is it Stacey that just asked you that?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you do any.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then someone, McLeod, said you're amazing. Give you
Oh,
lots.
that was nice.
That's sweet. All right. So, is there anything else that you want to share that I didn't ask about with your
Well,
paint?
one thing that I think's been neat, just being in Mississippi, is just realizing how much Mississippi celebrates the arts and painting, and I'm just so appreciative to all my customers. So like I said, I moved here in '99 with my husband, and then from then on, I mean, everybody has just been so supportive and buying my artwork and having their artwork in their homes, and I'm just so honored and so humbled, by that. And I'm just amazed at how many Mississippians just really do appreciate and want to support and encourage the arts. So
That is, that's the thing. Mississippi is just a special place for the arts, and it's hard to explain, but it's really, really special. Okay, there's a question on here. Let's see what we see. Okay, SB Word, you were so talented. How did they choose your piece for at home on HGTV? Oh, probably Hometown.
yes, that's a good question for you, Miss Kim. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, they have a great production team that works with Ben and Aaron, getting as they get closer to finishing the renovation, and they kind of just go through our website and they start thinking about the homeowners, the decor that they already had. Usually the art's the last thing. I mean, when they're filming, they give me about 5 days to pull it off the wall, put it in the truck, and get it down there in time. And so it is a little stressful, but I'm not renovating a house, so
Yeah.
that's the least I can do for that. So it's pretty neat. They sometimes they'll kind of lean towards one artist for a while, and then they'll go to another. It just depends on really what they feel is going to be best. One thing to display on TV, and then the other is kind of they try to find some pieces that will reflect some of the homeowner's personality.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty. It's been fun. It's been fun. They got really lucky. They had just finished production when everything started going into sheltering in. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I picked up. Well, one of the girls from the team had to live work and break that Saturday, and then we closed up shop here like Wednesday.
Wow.
So we got everything back, and then, of course, some things did sell down there. So, and that's okay, because that's something extra the homeowners have to do. So when you do have something that gets picked, it's kind of fun to have.
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's see. There's another question. I want to make sure I go in order. Cooper Oxley said, you're a great artist.
Oh, thanks, Cooper.
Somebody, ELW12, said, we love you in Kentucky.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to lean against this thing so much. My gray hair. Let's see. How long does it take for you to paint a piece?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one thing that I do is I work on probably, 2 or 3 paintings at a time, because I do paint in those different layers. So for each layer to dry in between, it's usually about, about 2 to 3 weeks. But I also, I have to live with it for a while. And like right now, I'm actually working on the big piece, and I'm kind of struggling through it. And so if I struggle through it, it may take a little bit longer, and I have to kind of get away from it for a while and then come back to it. Or then there's some paintings that just flow so easily, and I can do it pretty quickly. So,
and we have some new stuff from you very soon.
Hopefully so. Yes. Hopefully so. That's my plan.
I love to put everybody on the spot. I can't resist it.
Yes.
Let's see. I keep messing up the. Sorry about that. Let's see. Where is this? So SB Word, who asked about HGTV, said, "Well, they need to use lots of your paint, lots of."
Oh, that was sweet.
That was sweet. So Carol Threadgill said, "I first saw one of your paintings at Kathleen Geary's house. That was 18 years ago. It was gorgeous."
Oh,
that's
well,
neat.
And that those were, and when I was actually my senior year of college, I did, really my junior answer, I did a lot of more abstracts. And then towards the end of it, I did some more, not as much. And so I kind of had all those tucked away. And then Phyllis Gary here in Jackson took those and got them all stretched and bound and sold those. So anyway, yeah, that's what she's, yeah.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie OX, I'm not sure if I said that right, sorry, said, "I love your artwork," or "love your art." And then Carrie Ann Etherly gave a emoji with heart eyes. Very sweet, very sweet. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I can think of to ask you before we log off. I know some people are just now joining, but guys, don't worry, because I'll save this to live stories for the next 24 hours. It'll be on there. I will record it and post it to YouTube, so that'll be on there. And then if y'all will look later today, I will post Ginny's tour of her studio. And that's at your house, right?
Correct. Yes. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, right. So if you didn't join us in time to hear the whole thing and you want to go back to see if there's something you missed, it'll be on there for a little while. Then the studio tour late today, and then we'll go from there. Anything else?
I don't think so. Thank you all again so much.
It went fast. Thank you for adapting. So
yes.
You're at your friend's house on the back porch. Something like that. And, we appreciate it. We hope that you get your power back and the day gets better.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.